What is going on, Dub Nation? You're here to catch up on the latest regarding the Warriors' injury situation, and sadly, there's some troubling news to discuss in this segment. Payton II has sustained a torn ligament in his left thumb, which means he will be out for an undetermined period. This information was confirmed earlier today by a trusted source, and additional details have come in from various analysts. He is scheduled to undergo a reevaluation in a week, but will miss the upcoming game against the New Orleans Pelicans. This injury occurred during the game against the Miami Heat earlier this week, and it's disappointing because Payton has been a tremendous asset for Golden State during the latter half of this season. Following a trade involving a significant player, he has seized numerous hustle plays and has created several scoring opportunities close to the basket. His contributions have been impressive, and his skills as a defender are well acknowledged. We will dive deeper into this injury situation and who might rise to the occasion in his absence shortly. Now, turning to the specifics of Payton's injury, team reports have confirmed that it is a torn ligament in his thumb, and, as noted, he will be assessed again in a week. The prognosis suggests that recovery will depend on pain tolerance after the initial week of treatment and rehabilitation, which implies that it shouldn't keep him sidelined for too long. However, with only 10 games left in the regular season, it's crucial to highlight that he has been averaging over 10 points per game in the last 16 games, boasting an impressive shooting percentage from beyond the arc. He has been significantly active on the offensive boards, raising concerns about how Golden State will adapt moving forward. With just 10 games left in the regular season, we see a player who, in the last 16 games, has averaged more than 10 points per night while shooting 50% from three-point territory. His involvement in crashing the offensive boards is essential, especially given the number of missed shots by Golden State each game and the multiple second-chance opportunities they create via offensive rebounds. Payton has often been the one to attack the boards, finishing with putbacks despite contact, and effectively positioning himself in the dunker spot, navigating the low block as a smaller power forward. His performance has been exceptional, and his versatility enables him to defend the opposing team's best guards while also matching up against bigger players like wings or forwards. He consistently gives his all in every play, embodying the essence of Golden State's identity. This team is founded on hard work, comprised of players who may not have the highest technical skills in basketball, apart from standout talents. The roster has been formed by individuals who have persevered through difficult situations, developing into dependable rotation players through their commitment, defensive skills, and hustle, along with their vital contributions on the court. Payton exemplifies this, frequently diving for loose balls and showcasing a tireless work ethic. His absence is significant, particularly since he has been averaging over 20 minutes of play each game recently and was expected to be a key part of the roster. He had just started in a game against Miami, and while the decision might have been questioned, it has turned into a substantial setback, as he has been a crucial contributor to the team's lineup in recent weeks. A notable source indicated that Payton was involved in shoot-around earlier today, seen performing some right-handed drills after practice. His injured left thumb is currently in a brace, underscoring the unfortunate nature of this situation and how challenging it is to replace a player of his caliber given the overall impact he has had. Earlier today, during the shoot-around, there were some updates about a player who has been working on his right hand after practice. Unfortunately, his left thumb is currently in a brace, which is quite unfortunate as he is a key figure for the team. When evaluating the roster, it's clear that only a handful of players can effectively guard the opposing team's top guards while also being able to contribute down low in the paint and occupy the dunker spot. He is also acknowledged for being an exceptionally effective screen setter, a skill that is rare among his teammates. While another player excels at setting screens, there tends to be a feeling of nervousness when he receives the ball in the low post, leaving uncertainty about whether he will capitalize on the chance. However, with the player in focus, there is always confidence in his ability to score. It's vital to show support for him, so expressing encouragement in the comments is welcomed. It's crucial that he feels the backing of the fan base, as there is a strong desire to see him back on the court soon. Fortunately, it appears that he won't be out for too long. However, as the postseason nears, the time frame is becoming tight. The team has unfortunately fallen into the 7th seed, a position they would prefer to avoid heading into the play-in tournament. A more in-depth conversation will follow regarding possible replacements for this player in the lineup, along with an update on another key player who is expected to return shortly. For registration, utilizing a special code can offer an initial entry. Participating is quite simple. All that is needed is to choose a sport and decide whether to bet more or less on player statistical projections, while watching the actual winnings accumulate in real time throughout the games. For this occasion, there are particular projections being considered, forecasting certain outcomes based on recent performances. It's recommended to assess these options, and there is an assurance linked to the initial entry that provides a bonus, regardless of the outcome of that entry. Now, let's discuss the team's rotation and what it seems like moving forward. As a player who typically receives considerable minutes gets injured, it creates a ripple effect for those beneath him, who will need to step up and take on more significant roles in the lineup. Players who have recently joined or are set to receive more playing time have a chance to make an impact. One player is anticipated to assume a larger role, and if he can effectively navigate this situation, his efforts will be recognized as he continues his recovery from injury. The challenging situation is expected to result in increased playing time, and the athlete who is likely to step into this role, as highlighted by the coach, is a young player. Without a doubt, I will start to highlight this athlete if he can reverse the current reality. His return from injury has not been impressive and, in my view, is somewhat unmotivating, which does not align with the team's goals when he is on the court. When he is paired with other players in different lineups, the performance indices are not particularly striking. It's unfortunate, as he possesses incredible athletic talent, but I'm not sure if the team should invest valuable or long-term resources in him. Let's focus on his on-court performance, as that's what is expected. He will have a significant amount of playing time in the absence of another important athlete. The coach mentioned that this situation creates a chance for him to shine as the main defensive anchor, a role previously occupied by another player. I'm not convinced that this young player has the same level of defensive intelligence as the other player. While he has the physical skills such as reach, athleticism, and an aggressive defensive approach, it all comes down to basketball IQ. Those intangible aspects that aren't obvious just by watching a player in action. It's the ability to anticipate passes, take measured risks, and disrupt plays that distinguish the other player. In my opinion, he lacks that instinct. Furthermore, the other athlete has always had an excellent sense of reading the game, recognizing the ball, and identifying the player. He struggles to maintain focus on multiple defensive tasks and truly commit to that defensive intelligence. I also believe we'll need to see significant progress from another young talent. Despite showing remarkable development as a defender after a recent trade, he's been tasked with guarding the opposing team's top playmaker in each game, facing this challenge admirably. However, it will be necessary for him to start converting his shots more consistently. As mentioned earlier, a specific player has a 50% shooting percentage from long range in the last 16 games. While the number of attempts isn't extremely high, on some nights he takes 3 or 4 shots, making 2 or 3, which is incredibly valuable for a team that has struggled with shooting efficiency. Specifically, the other young talent has not stood out, recording only 5 made three-pointers out of 29 attempts in the last 5 games, and this situation needs to improve quickly. However, if he continues to stand out defensively, I have no major objections, but he must start converting his free throws. His performance is significantly better when an important player is on the court with him, so let's address the latest update on the condition of that athlete. Recently, we learned that he participated in a 6-minute team practice in a city and is about to undergo individual training. The team will likely list him as doubtful for the next game, but the coach has expressed optimism about his return. He was present at the practice one day before the game, but during that session, he made a movement that didn't seem appropriate. As a precaution, the team decided to sit him out for that game, which ultimately didn't yield a positive result, as they suffered a significant loss. The opposing team played as if it were a life-or-death situation, similar to a finals game. But now they are preparing to face a team that is more focused on securing the first draft pick than competing for a spot in the play-in tournament. Regardless of the circumstances, having this player on the court for this matchup is crucial. I believe that against teams that might not be actively chasing a play-in spot, the team had chances to secure a win. It's vital that Steph is present for the game, especially considering what happened in the matchups against the Hawks and the Heat, which are less competitive teams and are probably not putting forth maximum effort to secure a play-in spot in the Eastern Conference. I truly believe that Golden State could have gotten a win even without Steph, as they showed a fairly competitive performance against the Bucks the previous week. However, the team has not had a good start to this trip. The journey continues tomorrow against the New Orleans Pelicans, and there are expectations that Steph will return for that contest. It's crucial that he plays as little as possible until the end of the regular season and during the playoffs. Golden State has as good a chance as anyone in the West to reach the NBA Finals, but this depends on maintaining shooting accuracy, preserving player health, and executing the necessary defense to face some of the most skilled playmakers in the Western Conference. The challenge is that the team doesn't have many high-level shooters on the roster at the moment. It's important to stay tuned for updates, as any news in the final stretch of the regular season or playoffs will be announced. So, keep following for more information. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. A recent, unsettling video has surfaced online, igniting waves of concern among Golden State Warriors fans. Could Stephen Curry's injury be more severe than previously thought? The footage, seemingly captured from the Warriors' locker room, shows the star point guard visibly struggling with his mobility, leaving fans to wonder if this could be the moment they feared most. With Curry being the face of the Warriors for over a decade, any setback in his health immediately draws intense speculation. Rumors have been swirling that Curry's injury, which initially seemed minor, is now causing much more significant discomfort. League insiders have hinted that the Warriors may be preparing for the possibility that the two-time MVP could miss the remainder of the season. While team officials have been cautious in their statements, they've refrained from providing any definitive answers, fueling further uncertainty. The thought of losing Curry, the player who has carried the team through countless postseason runs, is unthinkable for many fans. As the Warriors struggle to find consistency this season, the prospect of a Curry-less team is terrifying. Without their leader, the Warriors will likely face an uphill battle in the already competitive Western Conference. Curry's leadership, both on and off the court, has been irreplaceable, and the potential void left by his absence could be catastrophic. The timing couldn't be worse, as the Warriors were finally starting to gel after some early season turbulence. The Warriors have historically struggled with injuries to their key players, and losing Curry for an extended period would undoubtedly shake the foundation of the franchise. His unprecedented shooting ability and clutch performances have often been the difference between victories and losses. Now, with the possibility of his season cut short, the team must prepare for a future without the player who revolutionized their style of play. The next few days will be critical. As Curry's status continues to be monitored, the speculation will only intensify. Fans and analysts alike are holding their breath, awaiting further updates from the Warriors' medical staff. Will this be the end of the Warriors' championship hopes, or will the team find a way to rally without their superstar? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The Warriors' future hangs in the balance. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.